So it occurred to me that about a week ago when I did the live stream on Warframe, just leveling up mag and whatnot, that I was incredibly harsh on the new star chart. Since then, I've recently given it a new chance, and I went back to old star chart, and I guess I just didn't remember it the way that it was. But this new star chart seems to pay a little bit more homage to the old one, and I do like everything just feels so very 3D and alive. These objects feel as though they have a story to tell, and you zoom in, and I really like that. It looks very crisp. Admittedly, I did not give this a proper chance immediately. I was very quick to judge. I've become so used to the star chart of old that I didn't really welcome these changes. I still think that in a way this star chart needs improved. Wow, okay, my mag just broke her neck. And now she's progressively becoming decapitated. That's definitely a bug. On to the topic matter. There was a unique thing about the star chart. Uh, I guess Star Chart 2.0. There was a unique thing about it. Whenever you came up to this console right here, it would kind of zoom in. And what I liked about it is if you see my little Excalibur chibi statue, I like the fact that Excalibur looked as though he were like touching the chart, like it was a holographic, iPad type thing. And so what I would like to see happen here is that when you click on this and you go into your star chart, that it it puts you on your terminal like it did in Star Chart 2.0, and it shows my Excalibur chibi statue, and it shows the layout of your ship, above maybe here in this region, but like all of what you're seeing here is a holographic image angled down at the bottom, perhaps. I've just become so used to both the first star chart and the second one, that this one struck me in a place that I just didn't want to be stricken. It's the fact that I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view, top down. I don't like that. That's the thing that killed it for me. I don't like top down perspectives. I really hate them. This is why I've never given Diablo a proper chance. Um, yeah, if it were just angled at a way where you were still seeing the planets from an above perspective, but you were more parallel to them in terms of horizontal angle, and it all appeared as like a holographic image appearing on your terminal, that would be perfect. I don't know how difficult this would be for DE to do, but let me know in the comments section below what you think of it. Also, one thing that I was very harsh on, and I'm going to continue to remain being harsh about, is the marketplace. This is just very, very dull. I don't. You click home, and essentially you get all the tabs that you used to have right here, which is okay, but it's just it's just very confusing for new players jumping into the game. If you're new to the game, you're not gonna know to even click this. You're not gonna know that it's clicky. I mean, maybe on an off chance you'll come over here and see that it's highlighted, but I know if I were a new player coming into this, I wouldn't think to click this, because I would assume that this right here is the home page. You see what I'm saying? You gotta see what I'm saying here. Eventually you'll stumble upon this and feel like an idiot, and then go through here. But even still, it was just so much easier with the last one. I think if anything, if there's any additions that should be made here, it should be made apparent that this can be expandable, with maybe changing this icon to a drop-down symbol, and then instead of extending it downward, maybe extend it like it used to be, uh, from side to side, and then having these tabs be scrollable things. Like instead of them all being right here, there would be like a main picture of interest, and you could scroll through, kind of like the Steam homepage. When you first go into the website for Steam, and then you have like topic interest, and then you can just scroll through everything that's kind of trending at that moment. I think that that would be a much better option than this because, like, for instance, to if I want to go purchase a Warframe blueprint, it's so much more difficult to understand now. Um, Say you want to try Atlas, well, you don't have a credit symbol here, and you don't have the credit symbol. I know this because I'm a veteran. I know how to get Atlas. It's only available through a quest. So if a new player sees this and they see the only way they can acquire it is through Platinum, they're probably going to assume that every other Warframe is like that, and you can't purchase the blueprint via the market. But I'm pretty sure here. No, no, Banshee, you can't acquire her that way either. One Warframe that I know for sure is Valkyrie. You can still purchase. See this credit symbol here? It's just the fact that the credit symbol it doesn't show people that some of these Warframes are completely free and farmable, and I don't know if DE is purposely misleading their player base to thinking that you have to buy everything, but that's really not a good selling point. And we'll go back to the star chart here in a second because I want to show you another issue I have with this update. And it's really a deal breaker for me. It really, really, really is. The void has essentially been completely opened up to players. And like it's no different than any other planet. You've got all these different things that you can go to now. And I don't accept this. This is very bad. Um, and like new players already have to unlock all of the star chart, but now all the veteran players, you see how some of these planets are locked for me? Now you have to unlock this, and when you join the missions, it's joinable by everybody. Pretty much, it's no different than any other planet, just a different tile set, and that defeats the purpose of it being named the Void. The Void was sealed off to players, especially new players. Like when you saw the Void, it was majestic. Seeing the Void for the first time, it was like, wow, this is crazy. This is, you know, this is really royal. This is a really royal tile set. It just looks really well done. And it takes that majesty completely away from it, opening it up to everybody. I don't agree with it at all. And the fact that you don't have void keys anymore, it's a big issue. I'm going to touch down on that here in a second. But the last thing that I want to cover in the star chart is the fissures. Now, I actually like the idea of the fissures. I really do. It's a much better way to farm the things that you're looking for. I mean, because at least now you know the pool of what you're gonna get. It's still random, but it's not so tedious because you go into regular missions and you do the fissure, and when you do the fissure, you're guaranteed one of these rewards. Now, I think that in terms of farming, this is going to make farming so much easier in the long run. Farming for the Necros Prime during the Prime Access Rush is going to be so much easier than what it used to be. And I totally agree with the fissures. But I do not agree with this little thing over here. All of our tower keys were taken away and replaced with these. And this is so much more vocabulary than I care to know. Neo V1 relic, Neo N1. What is all of this shit? What does it even stand for? I don't understand it. As a veteran, I don't understand it, so I don't expect any new player to understand this. And I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with refining and all this stuff. Let's make one thing perfectly clear. The fissures are a really good idea. And I believe that moving forward with this update, you could put the fissures in the void. That way, the void keys are still relevant. Give us back our void keys. This is a very, very stupid idea. Now, if you want to recycle these icons or whatever, make this be a resource. And the more you use this resource right here, or the more rare it is, whatever the case, the bigger your chances of getting what you're looking for. Call these things void traces. Call them a lift void trace. Call it a Mesa, a Neo, an Axie. There's no reason to get rid of it completely, but to recycle it would be much better and use it as a form of currency that would boost the chances in which you can get what you're looking for through the drop tables. But the void keys being done away with is something that I've personally ran into issues with, and also I've been told by my fan base that they legitimately want to quit the game and sell their account specifically because the void keys have been done away with. And I feel their pain. I really do. I liked the concept of, T1 exterminate, T2, T3, T4, etc. and mobile defense and defense. I liked those concepts. And I hate to see the void be reduced to just another planet with its respective missions. It's just so counterproductive. I can't agree with it. Moving forward, I cannot agree with it. I absolutely hate it, and it's really killed a lot of the enjoyment I have for this game. Another aspect of this update that I don't agree with, you see how I just clicked the mission and it began it right away? What if I'm unsure? You know, I like being able to click accept and then it going forward. I don't like just clicking and bam, I'm in. What if I'm unsure of that decision? What if I mistakenly clicked that mission? Not at all a good decision. Also, these relays are pretty cool. Um, they're not relays, my bad. They're junctions. Neptune junction. As you can see here, you have to complete multiple things before you can access these rewards, and I don't really necessarily know what happens after you complete it. Like, let's say I beat all the junctions. What happens after I beat all the junctions? You can see that Spectre over there. He's just waiting. He's just chomping at the bit for me to come in. So I'm gonna fight him. That was very anticlimactic. I did not expect it to be that easy. But I do think that this is really cool. Watch this little cinematic. I think that this is very, very cool. But if it doesn't lead up to anything, then it kind of defeats the purpose of it being there. I think that like this right here should lead up to, an event, a cinematic storyline type of thing. And maybe it will lead into Update 19. I don't know. But right now, it seems like we're shooting like a hole into the void. And I think that that could be another really cool way to just either blow up the void or make it like it used to be, something of that matter. Because I'm just totally against the direction in which it's going. All of my findings have pointed towards a really bad update. I mean, there's just no getting around it. There's some good things that were introduced, but the major thing that has killed it for pretty much everybody, the nerf of Draco. DE, what in the absolute fuck were you thinking? I mean, seriously. So there's actually quite a bit of negativity circulating the internet about the Draco nerf. There was somebody who posted on the forums what they potentially believe to be a Draco replacement. The Stratego89 comes in here and says, please just stop. Stop trying to break the game, for fuck's sakes. You people are a plague. You people are what this update was trying to change. Nope, knew it wouldn't make a difference. DE, you need to do something. Destroy interception. Firstly, the biggest problem. Change how the affinity works. Something. Your game is dying. I can't stand to watch it anymore. First of all, no sir, Stratego. You are the plague. You are the crybaby bitch boys that's ruining the game. People, you have to recognize something, whoever you are, Stratego. People have lives outside of Warframe. They have jobs, they have families. Some people can't afford to commit any more than an hour to this game, and because of that, they're forced to buy these Warframes right off the bat. They're forced to buy more to keep up the pace with people like me who dedicate hours and hours on end. And even though I dedicate hours and hours on end, I still believe that there should be a place for farming XP to make it go quicker. Because the thing about pumping in multiple forma is that it's repetitive. It's monotonous, and it's grindy. I can't tell you how many times I've defended this game just to end up where I am right now with this video, telling you that yes, it's grindy. And because of this update taking out Draco, it's made it even more grindy than what it was to begin with. And I'm totally against that. I think that there should be a place, if not multiple places, where you can farm XP, where you can farm credits. That way it helps it speed it along. Now here's my thought to that. I fully believe in earning what you get. So if there is going to be a Draco revival, DE should take note that the fact that I want to welcome a challenge in the form of big XP gains and in the form of big credit gains. If anything, you could make sorties have one mission that's guaranteed to give out loads of XP. Then also make it so that mission is replayable. That way you get credits, you get XP, because obviously some of this stuff, some of it, I stress that word some, because a lot of people like to disagree with me saying that sorties aren't challenging. I've come across a couple of sorties that were damn near impossible. So, given the fact that this rotates every day, that would make a different XP playable mission every day. And it would refresh the whole grinding aspect of the thing. I totally disagree that Draco and Affinity should be changed. I don't agree with that at all. The only other thing that I really haven't covered in this update is see what I mean right there? I just clicked and I didn't even mean to do that. And here I am loading into a mission. It's just so bullshit. That's a minor little thing, but the fact that it got changed is just so aggravating. Now I'm gonna have to wait for this mission to fully load, just so I can fucking pull up my menu and exit. I did not mean to click that mission. What I wanted to demonstrate here is the new Arcwing changes. I both welcome the Arcwing changes and shun it because it's very like drifty. It seems like the movements are lagged, like almost like you're skating on ice. And these movements need to be more precise. They just like, see, I'm playing on a controller and I'm holding right on the analog stick. Do you see how long, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's like that on keyboard. I would imagine it's even worse on keyboard because all you have is like essentially arrow keys and you can't really like play with it. You know, like how on. Also, another issue is that the camera is just snapped way too close to you. Like the camera is so far up your ass, especially in these situations where you're flying upside down. There's just so much. Like look at all this. I'm not even doing anything strenuous at the moment. Like I'm just. See how the camera is just twerking out, like, it just, I don't even know how to describe it. The camera is just so far zoomed into you that it can be very disorienting. Playing Arcwing anymore nowadays gives me a headache, but at the same time, I welcome this change. I think that it feels a lot better. I just think that the camera needs to be snapped out quite a bit more. At least let me see my full Arcwing. This is a nice cinematic approach. But, you know, you see how far the camera is right now? That's where it should be, like, at all times, because this right here is very disorienting. It would make me feel nauseated if I played it for a prolonged amount of time. I feel as though this update was released too soon. It's very clunky. Very clunky. I'm gonna drop out of this mission because I just wanted to show you that briefly. I wanted to touch down on what it is and how it operates. Last thing I wanted to show is Kvatts. This is a welcomed addition for a lot of people, including myself. You know, I like the fact that we have cats now and alongside of our dogs. I just really don't think that the cats contribute as much as the Kubros do. It's their abilities aren't they're lackluster. Maybe it's because it's so early on in my build. You know, I'm so used to running around with a Kubro that has absolutely all of its slots formed that, you know, I'm just so used to that. This is lackluster. I'll have to give it more of a chance. But for right now, my verdict on it is that the Kavats aren't as amazing as Kubros. And another point that I want to make really quickly is because Kubros and Kavats can be revived, they really outshine Sentinels. And here we have Doriga, which was one of the best Sentinels in the game. And it's a shame when these Sentinels die, because they have a little thing called Meta Ray, which is very, very helpful. Animal Instinct, another really helpful. When these Sentinels die, essentially you lose your ability to see enemies on the radar, and you also lose your ability to get yourself healed, which sucks, because in the gear you should have a thing called a Sentinel Repair Kit. That way you can build it in your foundry, and you can keep reviving your Sentinel. Because if you're going to let one companion get revived but not the other, that's some biotism. And furthermore, I think that if we're going to move forward with this update, we can make it so we can choose between multiple companions. Because right now, like, I have all these pets in stasis, and I would like to have my Genocide and my Otogi out at the same time. I'm not talking about in mission, I'm talking about in my ship. I'd like to see my Kubro and my cat just roaming around the ship. That way when I come into companions, I can select between Holocaust or scroll down and find Otogi. But Otogi's not here. And the reason why that is because she's in stasis. It just sucks. It just sucks that I can't choose between, like, I want to be able to select a Kavat or a Kubro and hot swap between them based off of the loadout I'm running. Like, for instance, if I'm running a Kavat on this loadout right here, then I want to go into this loadout and then run a different companion, but I'm not able to because this is very flawed. Now is an appropriate time to announce that I will not be revisiting my Excalibur build. Instead, I will wait for the release of Excalibur Umbra, in which case I will rebuild Excalibur to suit him in his current playstyle. Last thing to note is that I will be live streaming tomorrow at 6 p.m. New York time. It is Thursday, July 14th. So if you're watching this at a later date, anywhere later than July 15th, the live stream is probably already done. But I will be live streaming Friday, July 15th at 6 p.m. New York time, and I'll be giving out free copies of Orion because we didn't do it last week, and we're going to promote the game and move forward with everything on this channel. So if you like the video, like it, comment, share, subscribe, the usual stuff. Follow me on Twitter to see when I go active, and we'll keep you posted. Peace.
I can't get over the fact. DE, I want reimbursed. Where are my ears?
Oh my god.
They seen my ears and they're just like, nope, nerf.
Why did you?
Oh, I agree with Leon Lone Wolf. I should definitely submit a ticket. I'm probably going to submit a ticket. Fuck that.